How long does it take to heal ED? This is the magic question. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Okay, so I had this question in my 3 Steps to Heal ED at Home program. So I want to make sure I get you an answer. It's not always about time. So a person made a comment, and if that's you, friend, I feel you, because the comment was, I just got done doing this program and I'm not better. And I really want you to think about that because, first of all, the program's a pretty short program. So it only takes people 1 to 2 weeks at the very most to move through the program. And then if it's just a few days later, we're talking about 15 to 20 days. Now, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm going to share with you what needs to happen to ultimately heal ED. It is the 3 steps that are in the program, but it may take a lot of practice of these 3 steps depending upon where you are in the journey. So if it's taken 5 to 10 years for your brain to tip into drain brain so that you are suffering from erectile dysfunction or sexual arousal dysfunction, it doesn't take 15 days to heal that neurological and physiological issue. So hopefully you understand that. And I have great success helping people to heal their ED. So I know that not only does it take time, it takes what I'm about to share with you, but it does take time to implement these strategies. Now, the first thing that needs to happen is you must stop desensitizing your brain from supernormal stimuli. Those supernormal stimuli can be pornography or sexual media, it can be lusting, it can be masturbation, it can be fantasy. Those are the 4 biggest categories, but of course, it can be a whole other host or slew of things that are hypersexual in nature. So figuring out how you're desensitizing your brain and making sure that you stop doing that is essential. In that program, the 3 Steps to Heal ED at Home program, that's what I teach you how to do. But even if you were able to figure all of it out in the first moment of the program and you stopped yourself from doing those things in the first moment of the program, it still takes time for your brain to heal from all the years or days or months or decades that you've been desensitizing your brain. And if you just think about it logically, if you went on a diet today and you stopped eating chocolate cake and you only started drinking green smoothies with protein and MCT oil, if you started that today, even 15 days later, you may not have lost 50 pounds if you've been eating 3 pieces of cake for the last 15 years. It takes time for our brains, our bodies, and our minds to heal. So making sure that you stop desensitizing is essential. And I will tell you this is the tricky part for most people. They don't even know how they're desensitizing their brain. It might be a masturbation habit where you're fantasizing even about some of the porn influence scenes with your partner. That's desensitizing. It's a higher than normal or healthy level stimulus. Even if you keep checking people out at the mall, if you're looking at bodies as dopamine hits and you're doing it frequently, you are hitting those dopamine receptors in your brain with higher level than normal or optimal dopamine levels because your brain is conditioned to do that. So really taking time and increasing your self-awareness so you know how you're desensitizing your brain is very important. Now, before we go on to number 2, I do want to share with you, in the 3-step program, I tell you very deliberately, if your brain is highly dysregulated, it will be difficult to stop desensitizing, and it will be very difficult to have enough self-awareness to be able to see all of the things that you are doing. I know this from so many clients have told me, I couldn't even see the things I was doing until my brain changed. So I offer the suggestions in the program of using the brain training headband at home by yourself. The link is at the bottom of my website if you're interested. Especially having a QEEG brain map performed by me, I'm able to see the level and the magnitude of brain dysfunction in all the areas of your brain, then we're not guessing how dysregulated your brain is. You know, and I can help you make a plan to move forward. So once you know how much dysregulation is happening in your brain by either figuring it out yourself, which there is a lesson in the program, or by seeing it in a brain map, now you know, okay, this is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 months. It's always going to take 90 days is the bar that we set. But if you're very dysregulated, it will be difficult for you to figure that out. That's where brain training comes in. And a client of mine just told me this morning. I couldn't even see what was going on with me until my brain was regulated. And now I have the skills to see it and to make changes. Okay, so must stop desensitizing with high-level sexual stimuli, which especially includes pornography and sexual media, lusting, masturbation, and fantasy. Okay, then number 2 is resensitize your brain. It's essential to start rebuilding those dopamine receptors in your brain and increasing the functioning within the reward center and the reward pathways. Again, on the brain map, I can see the level of dysfunction in the reward center and the reward pathways. I can see what I call drain brain is your brain is stuck in neutral and it's not able to have the healthy baseline arousal pattern, which means then it's difficult for you to feel stimulated if you are not using healthy baseline levels. So you have to get your brain to healthy baseline levels again, which is the way that you can do that is by resensitizing your brain. The idea is you can use technology to resensitize your brain. That's what the brain training headband, that's what professional neurofeedback coaching with me does. Technology resensitizes your brain for you, which allows you to resensitize it faster. The way you resensitize it with your mind and your body is by going back into your life and getting on purpose in your work, in your relationships, and in your hobbies. Those things should be very dopamine producing. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, pleasure, joy, connection. So when you refire up your life to provide the healthy amounts of dopamine, while you're bringing down the need for those high levels of dopamine, your brain will resensitize. So how long does it take? It can take a month or two for people who are really doubling down on no longer desensitizing. They're using technology to resensitize, and then they're doing all the behaviors they need to resensitize with their mind and their body. I've seen people's brains change completely in 1 month. They've seen it. Those people can tell you that. Their brains change drastically and their bodies come online for healthy erections and sexual arousal and healthy arousal baseline, which means you feel calm and focused and well rested in your life. The opposite of that is wired and tired, where your sleep is impacted, you feel stressed out, you feel depressed, you feel overwhelmed. That's a dysregulated arousal pattern in the brain. That's how you know you're likely still stuck in the unhealthy arousal pattern, which will lead to sexual arousal dysfunction. So it's not just a matter of time. It's a matter of you need the time to implement the strategies of no desensitization, maximal resensitization, while relaxing and allowing your body, mind, and brain to heal. Now, one more note on that, and then we'll wrap it up, is that when you are in wired and tired, strained brain, that is a brain pattern that's stuck in sympathetic dominance, fight or flight. That's the role that porn and masturbation and fantasy and lusting play. It's to very quickly shift you out of that fight or flight or stressed mode into artificial neutral so you can escape, feel numb, and feel good. That's what those activities are designed to do. Unfortunately, if you do them too long, you get stuck in artificial neutral. So that's what the midbrain reward center desensitization is, artificial neutral. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to shift you back into healthy gassing and braking. Gassing is calm focus, braking is sleep. So it's not just a matter of time, it's having enough time to be able to implement these strategies, coming out of sympathetic dominance and including more time for parasympathetic, rest and digest. So when people work with me and they are trying so hard to heal ED, you're inadvertently using strained brain, tired and wired to try so hard, and allowing the journey to take hold as you're doing all the things you need to and none of the things that will take you backwards. That gets you into parasympathetic more. It's imperative that you have a healthy balance of sympathetic and parasympathetic for arousal, erection, and orgasm. So stop trying and allow this process to unfold. So even the idea of wanting to know how long it takes, put your brain into sympathetic. So start doing what you need to and have faith that it's going to come online. But I like to have faith and science. So if you're looking for quantitative, measurable data on what your brain is doing right now, and you can literally watch your brain heal in real time, which allows you to let that energy come down and allows you to heal, please go over to drtrishleigh.com, sign up for a QEEG brain map with me. I can show you how your brain is performing today and how far that gap is towards healthy arousal. If you're up for it, I can help you get there faster too. Go over to drtrishleigh.com. I'd love to help. All right, until next time, control your brain or it'll control you.